starting a new work today, all about instructions. And you should have read the story about the pigeon just then. And it's all about, in the story, there's lots and lots of instructions. Um, you'd have been able to spot them as you were listening to it. If not, once we finish this lesson, if you go back and listen to the story and see if you can pick up any of the instructions that are in there. Now, basically, what is an instruction? Well, it's a bossy sentence and it gives an order. You'll be used to these when you're in class, people asking you to do things or giving you an instruction. You might give an instruction to your friend, your parents might give an instruction to you. They're all around, really. We use them for everything, and they're very helpful because they give us information and they help us to do things. Now, instructions come in lots and lots of different formats. So, if I was going to cook and wanted to follow a recipe, or I wanted to bake a cake and wanted to know how to do it, I would follow a set of instructions, and those instructions would tell me in order how to do things so that I could make a cake. But there are instructions for everything. If you've got Lego, you might have built something out of your Lego, you might have used an instruction booklet. And even if it was in pictures, it will have still been giving you instructions of how to make it. So instructions are really important, and they are everywhere, and we use them every day. We won't even realise sometimes. And again, it's a bossy sentence and it gives an order. So our task for today, a nice easy task to get us started. We're going to read these first sentences that I've typed up. Now, read this sentence. This is one of the sentences that we're looking at. I've highlighted in this sentence, read this sentence. I've highlighted the bossy part of the instruction, the word that's actually giving us the instruction. Because if it was just this sentence, we wouldn't know what to do. But because we've used the word read this sentence, we know that we need to read the sentence. Now, I've highlighted read because that's the important word. I've also used a capital letter to start my sentence and a full stop at the end. Now, let's read the next sentence. And that's an instruction in itself. But this sentence says, watch the television. Now, I wonder if you know which word is the bossy word out of this sentence. Which word is the important word that gives us the order, or that gives us the instruction that tells us what to do? The next sentence says, tidy your room. Then we've got stir the cake mixture. And the next sentence says, jump up and down. Then we have turn the page of the book. Colour in your picture. Spread the butter on the bread. And lastly, we have close the door. Now, your first task is just to read these sentences again, see if you can sound them out and read them. If you'd like to write the sentences down, even better. And if you have a highlighter pen or a coloured pencil, you could underline the bossy word in each sentence, because that's the key for today, to identify those bossy words. So you can either write the sentences down and highlight or circle or underline the bossy word, or for each sentence, just write down which word you think is the bossy word, the word that gives us the instruction for each sentence. So pause here so that you can see the sentences before we move on. Right, okay, so you should have done that one. Have a little look, check through them, and we will go back to that in a moment. But your next task is to read the story because it is really funny. Now, that's a good sentence, isn't it? There's no task, there's no story to read, by the way. The sentence says, read the story because it is really funny. Now, I've highlighted the word because, and we've used that a few times over the past few weeks. The word because is a special word, and because it joins two sentences together, really, and it makes a sentence bigger and better. It gives us a reason for that instruction. So instead of just saying, read the story, I'm now telling you why I want you to read the story. Read the story because it is really funny. Okay? I wonder if you can finish the next sentence. Tidy your room because. Why would I ask you to tidy your room? Can you write this sentence down with the word because and then write the next part of the sentence? And don't forget your full stop. Next one, close the door. What would you write next? How would you finish this sentence? And after that, stir the cake mixture. Why would you stir the cake mixture? So your task then so far, for everything that I want you to do today, can you write down instructions for what to do or not to do at bedtime? This is your final task. Once you're doing that, can you make sure, once you've started to do that, can you make sure that you're using capital letters and full stops and try to use the word because whilst you're writing your sentences? See if you can make a list of sentences of what to do at bedtime or what not to do at bedtime. Don't eat sweets at bedtime. That would be a good one. Okay, so year one, pause now if you need to have some time. But if not, we're just going to go back to the beginning slide just to go over all of our tasks for today and make sure we all understand. So we're looking at instructions, which are bossy sentences giving an order. Your first task was to read the sentences. So starting with this sentence, read this sentence. And that was our bossy word, read, the one that was highlighted. Now I want you to read through the rest of the sentences and highlight the bossy word in each one of these. Your next task, look at these sentences and see if you can add the word because. So we start with the sentence, read the story because it is really funny. See if you can finish this sentence. Tidy your room because. Why would you need to tidy your room? Then this one, and I've missed out that very important word, and let's see if you can remember to use it. Close the door. Why? And lastly, stir the cake mixture. And can you finish the sentence? Okay, and then your final task, just to remind you, was to write down instructions about what you do for bedtime. So if somebody said, what should I do before I go to bed? See if you can write down some instructions to tell them what they need to do and what they don't need to do. Again, remember capital letters and full stops. They're really, really important. And try to use because in your sentences. So for example, don't eat sweets before bed because, what could you write? Okay, I'm going to leave you to think about that. Write down anything that you've thought of and send it to myself and Miss Tomlinson. And we can't wait to read them. See you later, year one.